I just, it's been a week. I want to touch base. I want to let people know I'm alive. So far, so good. Gosh, what am I going to... Well, I mean, obviously, we're talking about the Israel-Palestine issue because what else is being a yapper on the internet for than to just talk about stuff you're way underqualified to talk about? God, was there anything... Well, it's a nice day out. I wanted to just kind of get out, get live while it's nice. I got this comedy show tomorrow I'm doing. I haven't done an open mic all month, other than the Mondays. And I haven't done stand-up comedy, I don't think. Maybe since the last time I did this open mic, or this show. Somehow I'm an all-star. Somehow I'm on the all-star of this. But no, shout out to Ann Van Epps. Thank you for inviting me at the Orphan Guitar Show. It's a good show. It's a good lineup. So I got to figure out what the hell I'm doing. What kind of comedy my act is going to be. Working on that. So I figured I'd get on the internet and just jabber. For all, nobody's watching. I don't have any... God, and maybe just talk about poetry, I guess. I don't know. Is my poetry life over? No, but, God, I also want to talk about these movies that I watched. What the fuck did I watch? We'll talk about Curb, because Curb is an ongoing thing. But we'll also talk about The New World. I want to talk about The New World, the Terrence Malick film, which I saw in theaters when it came out, 2005. It was the first new Terrence Malick film I saw in the theater. It was, I think, the one right before New World, or Tree of Life. Oh God! So I'm hoping Ashley doesn't cyberstalk me. I mean, we had a huge blow up on Monday night, and honestly, it's just gotten to be too much. It's like, I don't know, man. The last year of my life. Did I do it wrong? I'm not sure. I just did what I always do. I guess I took the path of least resistance. Well, okay, I guess it started with, I was going through these fucking, I have, like, Prince has the vault. You know how Prince has the vault, which has all of his fucking, work, all these songs he's recorded that he hasn't released. So I went into the vault. This fucking dude. Getting in the way of people. Maybe this is the wrong day to do this. I don't know. Maybe the cheese just off. What are we in? It's a new moon, or it's a Scorpio full moon or something. The Scorpio rising. Oh, I hate going down the street. We'll talk about the new Taylor Swift album. It was what triggered the... I mean, come on. I mean, to be honest, that response was completely unwarranted. And frankly, irresponsible, okay? So, I didn't even know there was a new Taylor Swift album coming out, but I think it came... Did it come out on 4/20? If big, if true, I mean, I think it did. I think I heard Taylor and Travis are snow bunnies. They're very enthusiastic about skiing. Travis loves the powder and he loves snowboarding. And so I've heard Taylor Swift, and well, her whole album is like how she's a functioning alcoholic. I didn't get that far into it, to be honest. I got about 2 songs into it and I was shocked at how mid it was, how kind of, it was sluggish, it was underwhelming. I think we all, but I thought it was like B-sides. I thought it was B-sides from whatever the fucking last 2 albums were, At Midnight or whatever it was, and but I was wrong. I was fucking wrong. People hate it when you live stream with your selfie stick in the West Village. Everybody looks at you like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's right. This is a public space. This is my soundstage, okay? As long as this is legal. Until they outlaw live streaming with selfie sticks, I'm gonna keep bringing the streets to the people. Honestly, I think this is kind of the ultimate realization of my work in a certain way. This is the ultimate I do this, I do that. You know, being live on the streets of New York, but also doing like a stand-up comedy, poetry, improv as you go about whatever comes into your what the fuck was I just talking about? Whatever comes into your word shed. Sign up for the word shed. Shout out to word shed, Leia. This month, great series. Is it this Sunday? What the fuck was I just talking about? Oh yeah, okay, so I was going through my vault and I was reading old notebooks because like I'm just like in my head I'm constantly just like obsessed. Maybe this is a midlife crisis thing, but I'm constantly like, why wasn't I a success? What could I have done differently to make my life have been a success? And so I go and I look back at, I think about like old scripts that I wrote, well, particularly because I'm seeing all these videos about student loan debt, right, and the war in Iraq and the war in Afghanistan, all this shit. There's a lot of stuff on TikTok about. And so I had this one script in particular. It was a story I wrote kind of right out of high school. And it was really just autobiographical, but it was about a guy who wanted to go to school, but he couldn't afford it. And so, but it was also about just avoiding the army, avoiding the war. So the guy kind of escaped to like Canada. And I had a lot of it storyboarded out. I had a number of projects like this. That if I would have made that movie in 2003, people would be watching it now and being like, oh my God, this guy was talking about this shit when it happened, talking about student loan, because that was a big fucking concerted effort to just like ensnare everybody, an entire generation, in debt, and to get them paying monthly payments, just get them addicted to that cycle, get them so they're impoverished basically from the word go, and they have to work their way out. And they're just paying interest payments and stuff a lot of the time. It's not even like they're paying the principal. It's interesting how that plays into the war, right? 9/11 happened when I was 16 years old. If it would have happened, they outlawed the draft, right? In the 70s, they got rid of the draft, which is a good thing. I mean, it's unimaginable to me to think that people were forced against their will to Vietnam. And, look at what happened to people over there. A lot of people got really fucked up by Vietnam. Against their will, that's pretty horrific to even think about. Our generation did not really have to deal with that. At least not in any kind of like unavoidable way. There was sort of an unofficial draft where it was like anybody that was poor or anybody that wanted to go to college, right? That was basically how they got you. It was like if you want to be able to pay for college, chances are you're probably going to have to join the military. Then you get the GI Bill or whatever. So it's just weird to me how the two are tied together. You're taking out student loans from the federal government. The government owns a lot of these universities. It owns state schools. It owns public universities. They have an interest in installing certain things, certain beliefs. This is why I didn't try that hard in college. And it is like a class thing, if you are not born rich, you are not going to a private school. You're going to have to join the army. It's like Fortunate Son, except maybe even more so. You know, at least when there was a draft, I mean, people could dodge the draft, Trump or whoever, Bush. Their parents could pull some strings, but I don't know. It's just weird how it's all financialized now. And so, you know, I'm going through my old notebooks to just kind of see. You know, I was of the belief in my early 20s, like, it does take 10 years to find out if a poem is any good. You know, it does take a long time to find out. You know, that's the thing about writing or just art. Oh no, it's Ashley. Oh God, please do not come here. Please do not bother me. Okay, I will cancel the live stream and I will end it. I will kill my location if you try to come down here. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm talking about old writing. You know, from 2009, 2010. Oh God. When Ashley says "don't be mean," that's code for don't try to put up any boundaries. Okay. Ashley has escalated from. Well, you shouldn't have been heckling. Ashley has been escalated from calling me daddy to my love. Thoughts and prayers. Why? Because your voice? That's karma. You should not. Okay, so we were talking about the Taylor Swift album. I heard that she wrote it with AI. That's kind of the theory. I think she should just say that. She should just be like, oh, it was a joke. It was like experimental. All the lyrics were AI. I kind of just did it like as a performance art thing. Tortured Poets Department. Ha ha ha. I mean, I do think that there's truth to, like, you know, her imagery system. She's not really like maturing. You know, I don't know, but maybe neither of the listeners. And this is what I was saying to you, Ashley. I was saying she's super influenced by hip hop. There's videos on TikTok of people saying the lyrics as rap, and they sound pretty good as rap. You know. Oh my God, I feel so ashamed of myself walking around with this fucking selfie stick. But it's so nice out. Now I feel like I can't talk about this because Ashley's gonna get mad. You know, I don't know. It's poetry. I mean, she's a poet, lyricist, or poets for better or for worse. I mean, Taylor Swift is also this weird corporate kind of mega product, perfect kind of PR. You know, one thing that's weird is like there have been a couple of people on TikTok that have like died mysteriously recently. This is sort of related, I guess, but there was a couple of TikTok like gossip people, one of whom lived in New York. It was like a New York kind of, you know, whatever influencer. They just like supposedly hung themselves. I think that's kind of strange. The one woman was talking about Puff Daddy a lot, exposing Diddy. So who knows? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe the TikTok thing has warped my brain. It kind of makes you think everything's a conspiracy. You know, now you're just looking for like causality and conspiracy and everything. And ay. it's just a crazy time. I mean, it's hard to be optimistic about. I don't think Trump will get elected, but I hope to God he doesn't. But it's hard to, I mean, like this war. Fucking Iran is sending bombs, Israel's sending bombs back at them. That's kind of scary. You know, that's kind of new, that's kind of unprecedented. And so, you know, couple that with the war in Ukraine, it's hard to see a way out of this where things are not going to sort of like entangle and escalate and sort of create a, I don't even know. I don't want to be like pessimistic about it, I guess. Maybe that's just the TikTok thing. I mean, TikTok makes it look fucking hopeless. You know, the environment's just getting trashed. The global warming is like at unprecedented levels. You're trying to heal. Well, okay, so apparently there's some kind of serious astrology thing going on where, like, if you're getting headaches, if you're getting body pains, you're burning off the parts of you that you don't need anymore to go to the higher level, to vibrate, to be at the next level. I don't know why you're saying your voice is gone. You can't talk at all. Well, you should not have been screaming. I mean, there was no call. That was completely uncalled for. You know, it was a harmless joke. Where does Taylor still in on the fucking Israel-Palestine thing? I wonder. Your voice hurt Sunday already. Why does your voice hurt on Sunday? Look, I just explained it to you. There's some kind of serious astrology thing going on. So you're leveling up. That's what all that is. You're just leveling up. Great. I'm sending you good vibes, Ashley. Good vibes. Good vibes. Good vibes. Good vibes. So you can log off now. Oh, no. Oh my God! It's just.
Bombarding Gaza.
She's your number one fan. Okay, Ashley. You are a nightmare. Oh God, what is your problem, dude? Oh, this is the Graydon Carter. This is the Graydon Carter fucking newsstand that he just opened that I was talking about. Airmail. Fuck, should I go in? Let's just get a good shot of that. Graydon Carter, my hero. My secret hero. Oh my God. Looks like an airplane catalog come to life. I'm just talking to my mom. Hi, Mom. Yeah, we'll go to airmail, Ashley. We'll go to airmail. Okay. Well, okay, supposedly with Colombia, it's about the endowment. Who is it? I forget who it is, but there's they're one of their big investors just pulled all of their money out because they don't like the protests. Who the fuck is it? I know that's Vegas. Hell. I love you, Ashley. Okay, now log off. Okay, who the fuck was it? Somebody was a huge donor. To Colombia. Fuck. I can't remember. That's why nobody watched my live stream, because I can't support anything with factual information. Just sort of all kind of vaguely tying all this shit together. Larry Ellison. Is that who it was? Well, I was also reading this fucking article about Daniel Ellison, who is Larry Ellison's son, who apparently wants to take over Paramount or something. And like the hybrid of fucking tech and Hollywood. Hollywood's kind of selling its ass to tech, and David Ellison. This is just like everybody that I worked with in video was like a rich kid. They all had parents that could buy them the equipment, but they weren't necessarily filmmakers. That's what's so weird about, like, I will pray, okay? I'll pray for you, Ashley. Please do not threaten me. Just let me do my job, okay? I'm praying to Jesus Christ, okay? I will pray like a good Catholic. Just please do not come to my job, okay? I'm praying that you don't come. I'm praying that your voice heals. You better pray! You better pray! Oh my God, I had 4 viewers. And now they're all gone. Are these people leaving? There's people getting up. Are they leaving? I really would just like to sit. I just want to sit and do my broadcast here. Okay. Is she going? I'm going. Pray for me. All right, we'll go to Bleecker Park. Ay, do not threaten me, okay? Jesus Christ. I am praying. Look at me praying. Oh, God, praying. Do you think it works? Do you think there's a God for real? I think it's, oh, Jesus Christ. Aliens, the future, nanotechnology. Apparently they're going to put nanotechnology in our blood. The vaccine. Oh, I shouldn't mention that. I don't want to get shadow banned. That's right. I'm live streaming. I've got toothpaste all over my... Are you going to listen to Taylor's album? You're such a tortured poet. One might say you're in a tortured poet's department. Look, I mean, it's not the first time Taylor Swift has put out a bad album. It's okay, it happens. It's just amazing to me because she's got such corny taste in everything. Bad Blood, that shit was corny. All right, I guess I'll stop. I'll wait till Ashley leaves before we unpack the tortured... Oh my God, what else? What other news in poetry world or life? Yeah, so I was looking at my old screenplays. I'll go yell at you at Bleecker Park even though I can't. Okay. Please do not use all caps. Can we get a moderator in the comments? Do not use all caps in the comments. That's one of the guidelines for the Reddit. Yes, Jerry Seinfeld said the movie business is over. He says it's been replaced with disorientation, confusion. That's kind of freaky. What do we do? What are we supposed to do? We need to make suddenly like a ridiculous amount of money just to be able to afford to live. And yet, I mean, is everybody in a nightmare? Does everybody feel like it's a hell year? Or is it just me? No, I'm not doing it again, Ashley. I'm not doing it again. I will not be bullied emotionally by you on the internet, okay? She's cyberbullying me. Watch her cyberbully me. I need to go to a doctor, big time. My tooth is getting a lot worse quickly. I don't even know if I should talk about this on the internet because I'm so ashamed of myself. I'm not bullying you. Ashley's feeling sympathetic pains. I've got a serious tooth problem. I don't know what the hell. I gotta go to a dentist. I should have gone 6 months ago. But I can't because I've just been stuck in the spin cycle between Ashley's house and Midwood and Ashley's house in Midwood. It's Passover. Happy Passover, everybody. I hope to God that there's no, you know, actions in Midwood. Just keep us safe. I mean, I don't know. You know, okay, one thing that... Going back to resting now. Okay, sweet dreams, Ashley. Good night. Get some sleep. Okay, I will. I will do. Will do. We're here live from Bleecker Park. I'm taking up 4 seats. I guarantee you somebody's going to come and sit next to me. Oh, I've got to be at work. Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, Ashley, please with the all fucking caps. That's insane. Do other people see this insanity in the comments? Please, somebody help me. This is a cry for help. We watched In the Cut. I don't know if people have seen the movie In the Cut by Jane Campion. I would recommend In the Cut. It was ahead of its time. I remember when it came out with Meg Ryan. It came out a little bit after 9/11, and it was a little too feminist, I think. That was a very macho era. Jane Campion is always good. She won the Oscar a couple years ago because they're finally recognizing female directors, but I love the Bright Star. The Jane Campion movie about... I think it's Jane Campion. I don't think it's Champion. Maybe it's pronounced Champion, but it's definitely spelled Campion, I think, isn't it? So anyway, In the Cut is, oh God, here comes an entire family. It's a feminist, it's sort of like Zodiac. It's a lot like Zodiac. Ruffalo is in it. It's got a kind of a serial killer thing that I'm not really into, but that's what it's about. It's about, you know, how men victimize women. You know, OJ died, you know, so that's kind of in the air. Have a good stream, all right? Thank you, SS. Thank you for watching. That's a pretty badass avatar. Is that an elk or something? It's like an elk in a sunset. Is that a Yellowstone? The Kevin Costner Renaissance? I'd like to see his new movie, Horizon or whatever the fuck it is. I'll watch all the fucking Kevin Costner westerns. The Postman. You know, I think he's proven himself capable. It was no fluke. Dances with Wolves was no fluke. Okay, Ashley, whatever you want, we're praying. Everybody pray for Ashley. Pray for all of us. You canceled your meeting. Can't you do it on Zoom? You should probably go to a doctor. I'm going to go to the doctor. She had to cancel Glib meeting because of her voice. Okay. You lost your voice, huh? Jesus Christ. You literally can't talk at all? Is that why you're using all caps in the... I cannot get this toothpaste off my lips. Oh my God, okay. It's painful to talk. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. I'm getting to a place where the pain is unbearable, too. I've put off my you know, like a good American, I've put off my health problems as long as I possibly could. In my head, I'm constantly, like, playing this dialogue, like, you just gotta tough it out. You know, what would, you know, 100 years ago, 150 years ago, what would they have done? What would George Washington have done? He had fake teeth. All his teeth were, you know, fake. Not that they were the, you know, picture of health or good dental hygiene, but I don't know if I trust dentists. I'm sort of like wanting nature to just work it out. But it's not, oh my God, look at this. I can't do this. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. These, I don't know. Look at that. I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody. This is very unprofessional. Ashley made an amazing TikTok, everybody. They banned it. TikTok has been banned. I should mention that. You know, to be honest, maybe they need to. I feel like I'm never going to get off. Literally, I spent all day from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was on TikTok the entire fucking day. That's not good. I mean, I was like resting and healing. But I mean, I went and I got food at one point. I had to walk and like go get food and eat and things and take a shower. And, you know, I did a couple other kind of like various this and that. But other than that, literally, I was on TikTok the entire all of my waking. I was just learning, you know, and it really, you know, you want to talk about the medium is the message, which I do think is kind of like, okay, Ashley's logging off. Goodbye, Ashley. No, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, the guy asked me for $5. Is that the standard rate now? Even if I was, I don't know, would I give somebody $5? Yes, I would. If I was rich, I would give homeless people money. But $5, I don't know. I guess with inflation, $5 is like $1 used to be, basically. $5 bill is like a $1 bill, basically. To some degree. I mean, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but we are all praying, everybody. I'm asking everybody across the world who's watching this live stream, Kiwi Mountain, Starlight, Sunshine, whoever's out there, please pray and to heal Ashley and me. You know, the devil wants to take away our power. It knows that this is where our power is, okay? If we can't talk, what are we going to do? How am I going to live stream to 4 people? In my vague, confused, rambling, tangential way. It's important, God damn it. It's important that Ashley be able to scream at the fucking open mic. Because she hates Taylor Swift, you know, so much. She's on the right side of history. Taylor Swift's album was tone deaf. About the 1830s, but not racist. I mean, come on. That's about the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. What was good about the 1830s? Why the 1830s? Makes no fucking sense. Well, let's fix right now. How about that? Taylor was probably the plantation owner. She's giving strong plantation owner wife vibes. The plantation owner wife vibes are strong with this one. Do we have data on Taylor's ancestors? I guarantee you they were slave owners. Her whole thing is like antebellum. You know, she snuck in to popular music by manipulating the country music audience. I'm talking about the culture, Ashley. This is not about her. This is about the culture, okay? She represents a demographic block. Okay? And I do think one of the reasons why poetry is so popular now is because of women. You know, women like poetry more than men, I think. Comedy is like stupid guy poetry. Like if you're afraid of poetry, and this is something I wanted to talk about. Apparently, I was looking at my YouTube statistics. Apparently, my viewership is 80% male. That can't be possible. 80%. It was like higher than 80%. It was like 84%. Apparently, my YouTube ratio is 84% male. I mean, I understand, you know, maybe women are just allergic to my endless mansplaining. Is Ashley the only woman watching my YouTube page ever? I mean, I'm shocked. What can I do? What can I do better? What can I do better? Yeah, there you go. I better be. I better be. Ashley's destroying my life. Are you just copying and pasting that into the comments? Um, yeah, so my viewership is 84% male. Um, apparently, well, I saw, like the thing, I don't really do like maybe, you know, the things that maybe, well, I think YouTube does skew a little bit more male than female. I think the audience for YouTube is like 55% male. Hello, the Mimic fan. What is The Mimic? Is that a film? Isn't that a science fiction film or something? Okay, log off, Ashley. You can log off now. That's enough. We get it. Be nice, then I will log off for real. Just be nice for once. I am very nice. I'd say I'm very nice to you. My patience has worn thin. You've pushed me too far, okay? You've pushed me too far. Yeah, so, maybe I should do like makeup tutorials or, I don't know. Is my whole frequency just like anxiety, neurosis, self-deprecation, negative projection, negative forecasting? I don't know. Maybe I should just live my life and not worry about it. I mean, this Israel thing is so in our backyards now. I mean, literally at Columbia University, where they canceled your classes. Everything's like hybrid for the rest of your fucking semester or whatever. The whole fucking thing is hybrid learning now at Columbia. Because the president, went out of their way. They didn't have to arrest those kids. They didn't have to arrest the teachers. They did that because they get a bunch of money from Larry Ellison, apparently. Oh, it's old news. Well, I don't think so. It literally just happened. I mean, now there's protests at NYU. It's spreading. Just like Occupy Wall Street, people are seeing it, being inspired. I think they're trying to slime it by saying it's anti-Semitic, that they're celebrating, that it's... This is a very complicated issue. And, I mean... It's just exploding. It's exploding before our very eyes, and it's part of just like the fracturing of everything in this fucking country. This is just another kind of like wedge. I mean, it's going right down a lot of people's social lives in New York, right? I mean, people are hardcore pro-Palestine, and you're gonna heckle my comedy? It's fine, maybe it'll make it funny. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go for broke. It is fucked up, I think, how, the United States... We watched Nixon. The Oliver Stone movie about Richard Nixon. I gotta say, it's a good movie except for Anthony Hopkins. I don't know why they cast Anthony Hopkins. He doesn't look like Nixon. He doesn't sound like Nixon. He doesn't act like Nixon. They could have really got somebody to dig into that. Pat. And it's an interesting film. It's sort of it's basically the sequel to JFK. But there's videos of Nixon talking about Israel. The United States has a special relationship with Israel. Sort of unwavering support without no strings attached, no questions asked. I think that there is valid criticism of that. I think that's entirely valid. Yeah, we'll go to airmail. Also, the idea that Israel has nuclear bombs, I feel like, is totally insane. It's just not a very big place. Um, like there is a special. I'm not saying that necessarily they don't have a claim per se. You know, they were there 2,000 years ago, and they were, you know, there was a diaspora because of the Romans or imperialism or what have you. Uh, how is that different necessarily from other indigenous peoples? But at the same time, the way that they go about taking the land and the way that they're treating the Palestinian people, I do think is fucked up and hypocritical and like fascistic in a police state and all of that, obviously. The millennial pause versus the Gen Z shake. Have you guys heard about that? So, I don't know. The people who are here are pretty hardcore about it on both sides. I'm losing viewers because I'm talking about this, I guess. Ashley's still there. I can't even go out. Fuck my life. It sucks. Okay. It's not that nice out. It's not as nice as I necessarily anticipated it to be. We're all praying for you, Ashley. We're all praying. Yeah, so the Oliver Stone Nixon movie was not great. But check out In the Cut. Those are my movie recommendations. The cinematography is excellent. The dialogue is excellent. It's feminist. I mean, this is something women have to think about, unfortunately. And especially In the Cut, that came out not that long after the OJ trial. A few years, 9 years, within a decade. So I like that it was just a movie. It's about New York. It's about, it's these women are dating. It's in Soho. It's great cinematography. Then it becomes this whole serial killer thing with all this blood, women getting their heads cut off. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, why do they have to do that? But it's like, this is sort of an exaggerated metaphorical, but not metaphorical. It's also something that does happen. I mean, look at, like I said, these TikTok influencers that just recently died, or the woman whose body was put down a chute, in some building, the incinerator chute in Chelsea. It's like these things do happen. And so, I think it's something that like our culture obsesses over. Serial killer is like this sort of glamorized thing in a way that's like really unhealthy. I would have just liked it if it was a movie just about two women in Soho in their dating life. I didn't necessarily need all the gore and body horror. But they probably wouldn't make the movie if it didn't have all that, Movies just need an element that takes it a little further, makes it a genre piece. Oh my God. Is there anything else? I mean, there's everything to talk about, but what good does it do? Are we spending too much time online? I was over by, I was over by the Palestinian protests by the library, the Probst Library. Hey now. And they asked me to stop filming them. They said, please don't take any video. I thought, well, that's crazy. Nobody asks you to stop filming them in this day and age. But, they probably don't want their faces, and I don't know. It's a crazy fucking... Yeah, for me, it's just like things personally are getting like more inconvenient. Wake up this weekend, Monday, at Ashley's house. There's all this fucking hammering, drilling, like 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And, they're like putting this fucking scaffolding up outside of her window. The apartment where I'm living, we just had another person move in. They got all their stuff in, so now it's like that's super crammed. My teeth are getting fucked up. I gotta go to a dentist. So I'm trying to be optimistic about the future, but it's just how does this get better? How do I make money in this life, in this world? How do I make enough money to afford my own freedom? How do I buy my freedom, basically? You know, it's they're making it impossible on purpose. They're trying, you know, this is the moment. They are, you know, my dad a few years ago, when Trump got elected the first time, you know, I'm asking him, what is the logic behind this? You know, who serves to benefit from this? And his point was basically, they want to make the United States into a third world country. They want to destabilize it and disempower it, basically, because they want it to have a certain military power to fund the military-industrial complex, basically as a bodyguard for whatever the Crusades. You know, it's the Crusades, basically. You know, again, the Christians, the Jews, the Muslims, they're all fighting over this little piece of land. That's like a desert. It's shitty, you know. And so there's all these Christian conservatives here. I saw, what is it? It's for every one Jewish Zionist there's like 19 Christian conservative Zionists. Because there's way more of them. You know, there's over 100 million Christian conservatives in this country. Compassionate conservative Christians who don't want abortions. The people that fight the wars, you know. The people that drive trucks, drive big Ford F-350 trucks. So there's way more of them, actually. You know, they want the prophecy to come true as much as anybody, maybe more so, right? So we should be blaming them, you know, as much as we're blaming the Jews who control showbiz. Just kidding. You know, but I think that there are valid suspicions. I mean, everybody believes conspiracy theories at this point. The Rothschilds, you know, the Rothschilds own everything. They're bankers. George Soros is funding these protests, or, you know, the Federal Reserve prints more money than it can fucking, you know, we're always losing money. We're meant to be in debt. Print more paper. It's meaningless. But, I mean, there are a lot of Jewish people in show business. That's true. I mean, is that not true? I mean, we're watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. Curb Your Enthusiasm has the whole nation in a chokehold. Larry is a master. I don't know how he does it. But you can tell he's woke. His casting, you know, good. How come he didn't go to Israel? I want to know why there isn't a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode in Israel. You know, there's the Palestinian chicken episode, which obviously is like his statement, I guess, probably on the subject. Or what? Look to the cookie. Doesn't he say something about the cookie in Seinfeld, the black and white cookie? It's a two-state solution. What about Bleecker Park? I had 6 people. Now I have 2 people. Is it because I started espousing? You know, we can't ignore these problems. I remember when Bill Clinton had Itzhak Rabin or whoever, Arafat, at the White House in the early 90s. They shook hands. We thought there was real progress. We thought there could be peace in the Middle East. Apparently Benjamin Netanyahu is from Philadelphia. You know, that's part of what I don't get is, like, do they want to live there? Do you want to go and live in Israel? I mean, it seems like most of the people that live in Israel are, like, part-time. Like, Tarantino is, like, he lives in Israel, like, part-time. But I think he likes it. I think he lives in Tel Aviv. Yikes. This feels like you're handling dynamite to just even talk about this. You know, I guess I'm just trying to understand both sides. Um, I definitely think that there are people that are like super brainwashed. That's the thing that kind of creeps me out about Zionism, or is like there is like a hard line and sort of like an aggressiveness to it. I remember we were sitting in a pho restaurant. This was like 2015, 16. Me and Johnny, I think I've talked about this before, and we were talking about, I don't know, Israel or Iran or something. And this woman butts into our conversation, and she was like very pro-Israel about how they should have a nuke and this and that. She was like a New York Post reader. So there's an element of that kind of like, I don't know, it's a little bit off-putting. It's a little militaristic. I don't know. That's what you don't want to see. I think Wallace Shawn is one of the good guys. Ashley, relax. Enjoy your day off. Just heal. Just stay at home and heal, okay? You don't need to come down here, okay? Just let me do my live stream in peace, okay? I don't know. It's important to put the time in, to do your 10,000 hours, people. You got to show up. It's about showing up. Whether you want to or not, you got to play hurt. This is America. We go to work sick, okay? We don't have health insurance. We're tough. We just tough it out. We just suffer like Jesus. I think there's something about Larry that is very like eye for an eye, sort of. He's like Old Testament. Larry tells you exactly what he thinks, what he feels. There's something about Christianity that's kind of passive-aggressive. Forgiving, turning the other cheek. It's kind of passive-aggressive. Oh yeah, I'll just turn the other cheek. I won't like confront you. I'm not gonna be violent. I'm gonna turn the other cheek. I'm gonna bottle it up. I'm gonna keep it inside. That's Midwestern. That's the Goyim. That's the Shiksa. No, that's like the white people in the middle of the country. The Catholics, the guilt-ridden people. The self-sabotaging, the self-deprecating. Ashley. It's National Poetry Month, everybody. The poetry continues and continues and continues and continues. I just think there wasn't a possibility in mainstream filmmaking to make films about the kind of stuff that I wanted to make films about. I think that's kind of one of the discoveries of our age, is like vlogs, things that are natural, just our lives are interesting. We don't need life or death circumstances. We don't need to put the serial killer, subplot in the cut. You can just make a movie in the cut of just two women in Soho and just their lives. Apparently, Sex and the City is super problematic. Gen Z is watching Sex and the City and they can't even watch it because it's so problematic. They're all narcissistic. Poetry has the subject matter that I'd like to make a film about. The way that poetry can be about nothing, or about light, about thinking, about mind, about the simple things, about plainness. I like that stuff. Vlogging, slow TV, live cam footage of like, there's on TikTok, there's somebody who's got a live that's just like literally it's a camera that's strapped to their cat's like fucking collar while the cat like is like a street cat. There you go. Beauty in the mundane, Ashley, exactly. It doesn't even have to be about the beauty. It can just be about the ugliness in the mundane. You know, the ugly trash heap of this fucking shit planet that we've trashed. I cannot do a backflip. Not really. I mean, I can, but like on a trampoline. Not right now. Not here, not right now. I'm just going to pontificate sort of randomly. I'm an L streamer, that's right. Thanks for watching, Gemini Sly. Well, that's okay. I'm just pontificating about the mundane beauty and the shithole, you know, how we've trashed the planet. Ashley's a beautiful filmmaker poet. What do you think about that? No, I cannot do a front flip. I'm not going to do tricks for you, okay? Just because you're watching a live stream. It's going to take more than that. You want to see flips, go watch my wrestling videos. Go watch the Brooklyn Backyard Wrestling videos. You'll see some flips. I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to ramble for the next hour and 4 minutes, okay? And then I'm going to go to work. I'm not doing anything physical. I'm not doing any kind of physical activity. Other than walking, I can walk. I'm going to start walking. I'm an L streamer. Okay, Ashley, you've been saying you had to go literally the entire live stream. Literally the entire... See, you can't do this in real life, you know? It's one thing to spam the comment section. It's another thing to spam the open mic when I'm doing my opening monologue in front of everybody. There was a lot of people there. I think it was because it was Passover. I think because it was Passover, a lot of people like either like had the day off or something, or places were closed. But we had a good crowd on Monday. I wasn't necessarily embarrassed, but it was an overreaction. It was definitely an overreaction. Oh my God, now I've got 0 people. 0 people. Well, I got 4 likes, so somehow. We all need to heal, okay? I need to heal. My head hurts. Your head hurts. I need to eat something before work. I'm sponsored by Popeye's Chicken. We're bringing back System Lord. I need to bring... System Lord will be at Dylan Day, the Bob Dylan... I got some good things planned in May. I'm doing Unnameable. The greeting series with Jeffrey Joe Nelson. Shout out to Jeffrey Joe Nelson. The man. And then I'm doing Dylan Day with System Lord. We're doing our Bob Dylan tribute show. Expecting Rain. Thesis prom, that's right. It's prom, it's Easy Paradise prom, it's prom season, everybody. So we'll have multiple proms. I don't know, man. Poetry, comedy, music, performance art, clowning, noise music. I don't know when I'm going to do the Easy Paradise prom. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what day. Maybe the first Monday in May, maybe the second Monday in May. One of those. So stay tuned for that. The Easy Paradise prom at KGB. Ashley has... Yeah, okay. You're leaving now. Okay. Goodbye, Ashley. Thank God. I'll believe it when I see it. Bye. You know, should I have spent the last 10, 15 years making films, writing scripts, writing plays, doing plays? Have I been wasting my time playing music, writing this ridiculous poetry, going to open mics. Um, has that all been like diversion? Has that all been procrastination? You know, has the last 15 years of my life just, should I have just been a filmmaker, actor? Am I really just, I saw this thing about Matt Dillon and Sean Penn. This woman in the comment section on a TikTok video was talking about how Matt Dillon and Sean Penn tried to submit their shitty poetry to her boyfriend's zine in the 80s, and he didn't want it. So they tried to beat him up or something. Or they were mean to him or something. They were like pissed at him because they wouldn't publish his shitty poetry. I'm like, is that me? Am I just like a failed actor guy that's like, yeah, I'm writing poetry? Should I have just written plays, screenplays, like Francis Ford Coppola, Megalopolis? When I'm looking at my scripts from like 2010, 2009, I'm like, these are pretty good actually. These are pretty interesting. And my poetry is pretty interesting. That's all I do is overthink. That's my job, is to overthink. I'm a philosopher, okay? I'm an L streamer, okay? I can't even do a backflip or a front flip or anything. I'm an L streamer. Yeah, the only person's watching it's Ashley. She scared everybody away. But I did get 5 likes somehow. This has maybe not been my best. Who knows? They all feel like that. We're taught to live in this like negative self-doubt loop, you know? And the sense of possibility in my life feels like kind of at a standstill. I don't know how to get, like, I feel like I'm on this plateau. And, you know, I do this open mic every week and it's kind of holding steady. And I'm making money doing it, but it's like, it just feels like there's no way out as far as like living circumstances. Like, how am I going to get an apartment? How am I going to get an apartment and have time to myself to do art? You know, I'm scared, frankly, in the neighborhood I live in, especially right now, you know, because of the situation with Israel. You know, I live in a neighborhood that is like very Orthodox Jewish, you know. And so it's like, you know, I don't want anything bad to happen, but I'm scared. It's not the most chill thing. You know, it's not the most chill place I've ever lived in my life. You know, I just hope they don't bring the protest to Midwood. I mean, just leave me alone. Just leave me out of it. Just let me do my show. Not that I'm not aligned one way. So Wallace Shawn, I think, has been very good about being vocal. He's like a Jewish person for Palestine. You know? But to me, vlogging, it was writing, it was dramatization, it was the way that I wanted to portray. You know, the films that I wanted to make naturalism. I wanted to write scripts and film scenes that looked like real life. And then when I got a fucking iPod Touch in 2014, I just thought, well, I'll just film real life. Fuck writing. I always end up writing shit and never filming it, you know? It's hard to get people together. It's hard to get a crew together. It always looks like shit. The lighting looks like shit. The sound sounds like shit. Why not just embrace that? Embrace the lo-fi. Embrace the no budget. You know, there is a wealth barrier in this fucking country that says you can't be an artist unless you have money. You know, you cannot go to college and learn to be a poet unless you have money. Unless you go to Columbia University, the most expensive fucking university in the country. or one of them. You know, you're not an artist until you have a master's degree. You'll never make any fucking money. You won't be eligible for anything that matters. We don't, you know, we're not judging you based on the work. Nobody seems capable of making anything that's like undeniable. Everything is kind of diluted and everything's, you know, I don't know. Well, the thing is, people like things that look like they cost money. That is a class difference between Ashley and me. This is my point. My point is that you have to have money to make your films not look like shit, basically. You have to have equipment. You know, that's been a big barrier for me my entire life, is equipment. You know, in high school, I was making movies with my parents' fucking VHS-C camera, because that's all there was. I'm not saying make it look like shit. I'm saying that it's like Dogma 85 or something. You know, it's like you're using equipment. But it is also an aesthetic choice. You know, like there is. Okay, you don't need to yell. It was hard back then. I don't use money in my films. Okay. I will fight you in Bleecker Park right now. Okay, Ashley. Okay. My films don't cost anything and look great. Oh well. Anyway, you do see money on the screen. It's not just the equipment. It's all of it. It's the education. It's knowing that you can make a film that way, and that's okay. You know, knowing what to do with that stuff. I grew up in an environment where everything was commercial Hollywood film, basically. If you're not making a film that is about life or death genre kind of thing, with a 90 to 120 page screenplay with an exciting incident and rising action and conflict and widening expectation gap and a climax denouement, the CIA hero's journey oh God, all my weed is falling out of my joints. My life is in just such disrepair. I need to get a job, I guess. You know, I have enough money for like a first month and a security on an apartment, but I just don't have an income. I don't have like proof of income. You know, they're basically making it like an impossible to be an artist if you're not rich. You know, you have to have money, space, time. All right, sick. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check out the interview. Check out Ben Callahan's page. Hell yeah, we will do a part 2, definitely. Now that the weather's nice. I mean, Jesus Christ, this winter has been so fucking long and shitty and cold and painful. And it's just been a slog. But you power through, okay? That's the artist's way. That is turning pro. Steven Pressfield, okay? You show up every fucking day. You put your time in, you fail harder, you fail better, you fail again. You vlog harder. You publish more zines, you publish more chapbooks. You make more TikToks. Ashley, we can do a part 3 with you, okay? I'll interview anybody anytime. I think this is one of the big losses of my last year, is I really should have an online like interview show. That's something I've been meaning to build, but I can't because Ashley makes it impossible. And so, another lost potential. Ashley's an important person, okay? You know, the loudest person in the room is usually the most insecure. I learned that through TikTok. I think they were trying to tell me something. Ashley, go heal yourself. Go listen to a sound bath, okay? Go do a healing sound bath and balance your chakras. Alright, I'm gonna flip the camera around. Let's get some nice scenery here while I stream. That's right. Okay. Here we go. Now we're really gonna start some shit in the comments. Now World War III is broken out in the comment section. I saw Tiny Cupboard post these pretty interesting essays. They publish like essays to their fucking Instagram. They had this essay sort of about stand-up comedy and the difference between good stand-up comedians and Travis Bickle loner types who are like in-person terrorists, live performer terrorists. I don't know. Ashley, heal. Like, that's why I turn the camera around, because I'm trying to send you like a healing you know, image. Look at the flowers, let the yellow, sunshine, frequency just kind of heal you and peacefully meditate. Look, all things must pass, right? It's not going to be like this forever. It's not going to hurt forever, Ashley. It's not going to hurt forever. You know? I know it feels like it will, but time heals all wounds. Turn off the chat, it sucks. Yeah, Tiny Cupboard. Good God, I don't know. Yeah, there's the tulips. I don't know why comedians don't get into poetry, I guess, but the poetry world is just inhospitable. I don't know. These people are mean. It's not very welcoming. They don't want you there. They don't need you. They don't want you. They think your poetry sucks. They think you're heterosexual, macho, wannabe Rambo. You want the tulips. Okay, she wants the tulips. Guys who want to be Rambo, right? Okay, maybe I'll read some poetry. I'm going to read from my notebook, okay? That's what I'm going to do. To the tulips, to the images. This is like Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy. Deep Thoughts. Okay. Didn't I roll one already? Professor Daddy. Ashley doesn't call me Daddy anymore. We must go back and listen to ourselves. That's what Philip told me. He said, we have to listen to ourselves. We have to listen to ourselves. That's why we read out loud, because we have to hear what we're saying. We have to listen. We have to self-overhear. And so go back and watch video of yourself performing. You know, go back and watch your vlogs and see what you're really doing and learn from yourself. So as to self-overhear and bend with the rainbows, pop-up book menus, Anselm's cats, Ashley's cats in every room of my life. Now there's nothing more boring than playing video games as they dominate the culture. Winthrop Nevins, the gentry. He wants to see me killed, violently dismembered by zombie aliens. Knows the ropes to enter the Spider-Verse in every Superman's names. Drop hints of Prince's vault and box out of a hat. Subtle caresses of guitar playing, fingers over acoustics. He won't let me play Big Baby Red, one arm flailing, so the 12 strings like a bass, as touched by God, namely Professor Daddy. Ashley just likes hearing her own name. They cut off Rambo's leg. He was carrying Bruce Chatwin's knapsack filled with mole skins. Around the horn, Ashley thinks it's somewhere near Boston. You can't recover that initial glow people have for you if you show them otherwise. It wasn't like people were watching me, though I could confuse it for that. Overtly rectangular, ordering mulligatawny. One street over from the soup Nazi. Have got over 3 hours. Text achieving difficulty cheaply. Delivery is the new frontier. Try not to understand it too much. Watch where you're going. The movie also sucked. Doobie Baller, Coinstar, Raw, Eat Hosiery, looking at something new. Once Taylor Made got evicted from his rent-controlled apartment, he died. Achieving peace with honor. Money in my show. Netanyahu is from Philadelphia. I am a gay, right-wing lesbian nun. Where's Hacksaw Jim Dugan? Seeing Hogan at Ohio Center house show in the late 80s. It may have been Rowdy Roddy Piper. She ruined this perfectly good white man, ran him into the ground. Haven't loved a video delivery medium this much since we had cable installed in 1992. Nothing's right the first time, but life is often wrong too. Every time I take a shower, it destroys my health. Hellboy gonna give him another. Has Blob lost his whole mystique, spectating his aura? Oh no, not 4 a.m. There's nothing special about playing tennis with a wooden racket. Avoiding victory in conversation and the public. Too cool for school. He's from Palestine, drizzle. Tearing the cities apart, even if just to feel good, and they died for it. It started raining. This was not in the forecast. Any self-described cucina has got to be good. My dad's birthday is Saturday. It makes me sad I won't be there. So 72, even par. Too many years away from home. Cold in New York rain. Unlock the umbrella. I'm kind of afraid to stay home. Maybe it's the same kids every time along the Q train corridor in early spring. The highwaymen and scary green scorpion sub-zero reptile masks. Noob Cybot in the dark. They're hosing down the platform when I get off. It smells like fuzzy water in the air, like a car wash. I kid because I love. If you say anything at any time, I had nightmares about it in my waking life. Nobody follows you. I wasn't the apprentice. I was the apprentice. Wasn't born to follow. These things are pretty easy to operate once you get the hang of it. I could be the poetry editor of the New Yorker magazine. I could be the poetry editor of the New Yorker magazine, okay? I would be good at that job. David Remnick, you're fired. I bought Condé Nast, okay? I'm like Elon Musk, okay? The shares in Easy Paradise went through the fucking roof, okay? We went goddamn crypto public and we fucking made shit trillions of dollars. And so I bought Condé Nast. And I fired everybody. Ashley, you are hired. You are now one of the writers for the new New Yorker. The reboot, the New Yorker reboot. David Remnick, you're fucking fired. You're fucking fired. I need to write refrigerator magnet poetry. She was here last night at Buvette, Paradise Purple. Vigilante justice on the kid who spit on my face. Jealous of my sunglasses in Dismas Park. 46,000 words about Cherry Lane. What is high imagery elderflower tastes green? They don't keep ketchup, they're French. Not mayonnaise, it's aioli. I've got Italian people watching. They don't understand what I'm saying. Salve pro Davide Zara. They're French, it's not mayonnaise, it's aioli. In Magnum Chat Haute Beaujolais, Salman Rushdie episode, hit that shit. This is not Ringwald involved. Ashley taught me how to eat in restaurants. Brasilia. Welcome. Welcome in. Portuguese. Portuguesa. Portuguese. I know it's Portuguese, goddammit. Why do people talk to me like an idiot? Okay, I know things. I know fucking Brazil is goddamn Portuguese. I got a good education. Even though I'm from down the hill and I went to a state school. I'm not a fucking idiot. Okay? I watched a lot of Jeopardy. I had world atlases as a child. I was brainwashed by Mossad. Okay. Salman Rushdie episode. Hit that shit. Ashley taught me how to eat in restaurants and consort with high society. Poetry. The legend of John Kuhn driving from Mount Vernon to Schiller Park to rehearse Hot Tramp in the City, directing a Scottish play. Okay, this guy's gonna sit here. From Mount Vernon to Schiller Park, Hot Tramp in the City, directing the Scottish play. Blow winds come rack, portraying Lear, Hamlet's ghost. My father Lumford and endangered. I had to come and find out the burgers are the cheapest thing on the menu. That's why I always order it, and I talk about it on the air. I'm kind of afraid to stay home. Maybe it's the same kids every time. Oh, I read this already. I could be the poetry editor of The New Yorker. I did say that. But I think it bears repeating. I said it once before, but it bears repeating now. Once you've lived here long enough through droplets and sunrise on the round green and church factories of Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy, Prospect Heights, in the fertile yet erotic wine lunches of Brooklyn, the broken land where I misspent my second youth, which I used the first one to pay for. Stay alert, stay vigilant, stay true. The rule of threes lined up, starting a restaurant group. Ashley and I are starting a restaurant group. I want to be a part of a restaurant group, okay? We have some restaurant concepts, and we have, multiple restaurant ideas that for our restaurant group. So I'm starting a restaurant group. The fertile yet erotic wine lunches of my restaurant group. Kelly Clarkson, fuck, that's gonna totally fuck my poetry because they're gonna mute my poetry because of Kelly Clarkson, because of the copyright. So they're gonna make me mute that section of the live stream. So you're not gonna hear any of my funny shit about my restaurant group. Maybe I'll do that as part of my stand-up tomorrow. I'm doing a comedy act tomorrow at Orphan Guitars. God bless you, Ann Van Epps, for believing in my comedy, even though I bombed every single time at the Orphan Guitar show. Somehow they invited me back. Ashley taught me how to eat in restaurants. I had the blue cheeseburger at Buvette. It was bomb as fuck. I mean, maybe blue cheeseburgers just always taste good as hell, but all right. I'm going to maybe go somewhere where the music is not going to copyright bomb my fucking... All right. Yeah, I do want to do more of the poetry as part of the live stream. I think it's important to archive the fucking work as it goes and have recordings of it. Like reading your poetry out loud, recording your ideas. You got to record this shit. We are living in an era where, like, pen and paper is obsolete, And why not share fucking everything? I don't think it's bad that, even though we're inundated with information and it's not necessarily distributed to us in, like, the best way, it's sort of this popularity contest of the algorithm. I hate the fucking algorithm. I do want to say I think the algorithm is, like, the scourge of our age. Like, the algorithm is a meaningless word. The algorithm just means they program it to see what they want us to see. That's all the algorithm fucking means, is they're showing us what they want us to see. Rather than what we're trying to see. It's like I was looking through my Instagram stories yesterday. I follow 1,800 people. With the Easy Paradise account. And there were literally maybe 100 or a couple hundred people that had posted stories. It's like, there's no way that it was that few fucking people. Like, you gotta be on your watch right now. I wasn't looking at the stories. I was just looking to see how many people posted stories. And so I scrolled to, like, the end of, like, how the fucking, who had posted them. I was like, this is really, I follow 1,800 people, and like, this is nowhere close to that. This is fucking the the athleisure people with the vests, whatever those vests are that all the finance people wear, and the tech people, they all wear these fucking vests. They really hate the live streaming in their neighborhood, and I'm so mad. I want to expose them. How dare they? How dare they steal this neighborhood from the poets and the artists and the queers and the gays and the trans and the lesbians? And how dare they? Okay, Ashley, goodbye. Thank you for watching. Sleepy, go to get some rest and some healing. Okay. Good night, Ashley. All right, maybe I'll set up just read on Perry Street or something. They're just set up on a fucking stoop or something over here. Okay. Gonna get hit by a fucking cab on my live stream. My cyber truck. I'm getting hit by a cyber truck in the West Village. Okay. These guys are carrying a table down the street. That's pretty chill. Okay. Okay. I do kind of strictly like to film myself because I don't necessarily want to just point it at other people. On the streets, kind of real. All right, blue cheeseburger. Well, Ashley, God, I mean, okay, so it was like one of their specials, so they don't always have it. Is that Buvette, which they have a nice decor. I think celebrities go there. That's kind of exciting. I mean, any restaurant in the West Village, you're just lucky to be there because it's just like your way of participating in the West Village. It's just like these spaces are just incredible. And, they take it pretty seriously, I'd say. I mean, I'm not necessarily the most fucking, like, versed person in, like, fine dining, per se. They usually kind of cram us. Oh, no, I'm only down to 20%. Okay, so I'll go to 10%. They usually cram us into, like, some fucking table, like, between, like, a stair and, like, the bathroom or something. Which, whatever. But, the blue cheeseburger was like a special, and it comes with fries and an aioli, but not ketchup. They don't even have ketchup in the fucking restaurant because they're French. They don't eat that, I guess, which is kind of hard to believe. It's an American thing. Thank you, Starlight Sunshine. Thank you for watching. This is where Larry David and Timothy Chalamet had lunch. The year I was living in Chelsea, I was walking down the street. I must have just missed them. Imagine Larry and Timothy Chalamet on that patio right there, on that table right there. I wouldn't say that. I appreciate that. I think everybody's interesting. I think that's what live streaming and things like TikTok are really exciting. It's about discovering that. I do think that it's kind of a media lie that certain people are geniuses or more interesting or something. When it's like, if you look at, there's so many fucking, not everybody's interesting. Definitely not everybody. But, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's astrology or what. But just certain people aren't interested at all. They're not interested. Okay, well. I definitely, that's what I care about more than anything. I think things should be interesting. Like on the internet, that's what I look for in a movie. I think that's what I like about poetry, is it's interesting. I think it's your duty to be interesting. You've piqued my interest. I'm listening. I want to think about what you've said. I'd rather be interesting probably than, try to be like super correct about everything. Oh, should I walk down 4th or? Oh God, here. Ashley is interesting. Ashley says things that are hysterically funny and engaging. And not everybody can do that. Ashley is like hilariously funny. And you know, she'll just say things that are just surprising because they're so fully formed and, you know, interesting. So interesting. Um, on my selfie stick. Driving. Hi, Mom. I'm talking to my mom. Oh, maybe I can. They're working on this building. Maybe I can just read my poetry right here. I'm going to read my poetry on this stoop. Be kind of amazing. Fucking. Doesn't look like anybody's here, really. Even though there's a welcome mat here. All right. This will be a good little. Yeah, my restaurant group. We're starting a restaurant group. What the fuck was I just talking about? There was some kind of point I was going to make or something. Who knows? You know, now that everybody's vlogging, all right, what's the question? Ask me, doggo. Ask away. I'm going to go to 10%. I've got a little battery left. Who knows how long that'll be. So, Godspeed, little battery. Did Robbie Zimmerman's arrival on the scene have a positive... Okay. Interesting. I mean, I do think everybody has taken poetry into music now in a more... You're sort of... You can have just such an awesome impact. And I think what people like Zimmerman... or anybody after him, really, you know, rap, maybe most especially Public Enemy or whoever the lyricists are, it's like you're just doing a poetry reading with a musical sort of ambient background. You know, Bob Dylan is somebody I would say who is highly formal, which is actually sort of unusual versus like most of the contemporary poetry. You know, like Bob writes ballads and rhymes and shit like that. So he's actually a very traditional poet in a certain way. You know, he did that musical with Archibald MacLeish, and I think he thinks of himself kind of in that, like he thinks of himself like Yeats or, you know, some kind of like bard. You know, he's like an oratorical public enunciator of kind of like the town crier, you know, prophet, whatever. Prophecy of the... So, it's kind of exciting to think about. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Bob Hope, I hate to say that because that's not cool at all. And I don't know, is that a secret right wing? Not really. I mean, I don't like the politics of Bob Hope. And the idea that Bob Hope is like a part of the military-industrial complex in this crazy fucking way where like he hosted these specials every year from like Vietnam, and he was like, he literally did USO shows for fucking half century. I think he just needed an audience, you know, but he's part of the, yeah, it's show business. But at the same time, I do think Bob Hope, if you actually watch Bob Hope, he's amazingly contemporary feeling. His delivery, him and Jack Benny both, I think, have kind of a similar thing that they do. Yeah, exactly. But he, you know, the way, if you look at those comedians in the 70s, Woody Allen, or even Bill Murray, Chevy Chase, those guys are all doing Bob Hope fucking imitations a lot of the time. Or you can feel the kind of Bob Hope, the way he dresses. He's like a golf, you know, I didn't necessarily come from like golf country club world, but like I was a municipal golfer as a kid. And so, coup de chance, or what is it? Coup de... Apparently they always say this. Anytime Woody Allen makes like a erotic thriller in Europe, they're like, oh, Woody's back. He's not just making bad autobiographical. Thank you. I wish. Okay, so Kuzu Daddy told me the other day. I would love to see Coup de Chance if they bring it to the United States. You know, which who knows if they will. But apparently, Kuzu Daddy, he works for this guy who's a billionaire, who's like some kind of doctor or something. This guy was giving. He said he gave away 40 or 50 suits, like nice suits, my size, to this other guy, and he could have gotten some of them. So I need some new suits, frankly. Okay, the new Woody Allen movie is good, not great. To be honest, I'm not really, I never saw Match Point or any of that stuff. I don't know if I really need to see Woody Allen, like, thriller, whatever the fuck, mystery. I kind of like that he's like an autobiographical comedian guy. But I don't know, I've never seen Interiors. Quad Cinema. Yeah, so I don't know. The suits are like, I do, you know, that's one reason why I like filming with the camera that I film, because it kind of makes it look like a 70s TV show or something, you know, it kind of gives it a look, and it's a fantasy of being on network television. Wearing a big plaid suit and like checkered pants or whatever. So like, that's how a lot of like white golf fucking people where I grew up, you know, Jack Nicklaus is from Upper Arlington, which was, you know, right down the street from down the hill. We were down the hill, that was up the hill. But that's what all those fucking people wore. They all wear like these, you know, if you look at what Bob Hope was wearing in the 70s or Carson was wearing in the 70s, a lot of that stuff you could buy in a thrift store in Columbus, Ohio. Like that one suit I have that's like pinstripe 3-piece. I bought that in a thrift store in Columbus, Ohio in like 2008 or something. And I've worn that fucking thing so many times. That was the Frankly Fabulous suit when I did Holy Smokes. And it just, you know, that was when I originally started wearing suits. But, you know, there was like a thing when Mad Men came on with millennials, early Obama era, coming right out of Bush. When Mad Men came on, people like Mulani, there was a thing where it was like wearing suits, right? Everybody had skinny tie. It was like cool to have like, ooh, this 60s, early 60s, kind of like we're going to dress like we're on fucking Mad Men and, you know, drink martinis and shit. And I'm not necessarily trying to do that. For me, it's more like punk, DIY, thrift store, polyester, I don't know, reappropriation of that stuff. Bob Hope, like you said. As an MC, I mean, as a, you know. Plus, also, I mean, talk about commitment. Bob Hope, I think, is an example of somebody who just did shitloads of live shows. You know, he would go to state fairs and shit. That guy would do anything to get in front of a fucking... He'd go to Vietnam. You know, he was probably in Iraq and shit during Desert Storm. Like, that motherfucker would go anywhere where there was an audience. And so, as I think, like Bob Dylan, or wrestling or any of this stuff, it's like, or Grateful Dead, it's like they have this huge body of work because they've done all these live performances and they really go straight to people. So I don't know if Bob Hope is problematic. I'm sure he probably is. But there's things that I think you can, you know, his career, he's somebody that I think kind of gets lost. You know, I think to some extent people still know who Charlie Chaplin is. They still know who Johnny Carson is. Definitely people know who Woody Allen is. But Bob Hope is somebody that's like, I don't know if he's really, even Jerry Lewis. Like, I see Jerry Lewis videos on TikTok. And there's enthusiastic responses in the comments. I don't know if that's just a bunch of boomers who just happen to be on TikTok, who love Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin, but like, I don't really see Bob Hope videos on TikTok, which I think you'd think they would work. You'd think I don't know, those road movies seem kind of funny. For whatever reason, that shit hasn't necessarily aged or like been reclaimed or something. I don't know. But maybe it's politics. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for asking. I do think the comment section, Ashley must have actually left. The comments are way less bombarded with affection and insistent, I don't even know what. I don't know. I mean, the comedy thing is just so, it's kind of overwhelming because there's just so many people doing it. Yeah, a suit brings the flair. I mean, I was doing this reading series in that garden in Elizabeth Street Garden. I was doing that pretty regularly when I lived in Manhattan. And I met this woman, Kate McNider, who's super great. She's a performer, poet. She does a lot of stuff. I think she does paintings. Yeah, she's an excellent painter. Shout out to Kate McNider. She gave me a couple good tips. She told me to just go and like film myself, like just like get like a space, you know, and just like explore the space, do movement, and just like, you know, kind of do just like a performance kind of jam thing, which I haven't done, but it was really good advice. That's sort of what System Lord is. But then she said I should wear the suit. She was like, I don't know why, but I see you in a suit. You know, I trust that kind of stuff. If people have visions or they have hunches, oh, no, there's Ashley right there. Never mind, I spoke too soon. I trust that kind of stuff. You know, if you have premonition, well, I think the Joker's a stand-up comedian, right? And he's sort of a poet. That show is sort of about a deranged, you know, that's why these comedians really need poetry, because it's like, it's a way to express your feelings. You can be dark in poetry and people will love it. If you wrote a poem about, you know, whatever these fucked up comedians are talking about, people would be like, wow, that's fucked up and dark. Why did I mention you? I mentioned you because you stopped talking. And so I was like, whoa, man, Ashley must have actually left. I'm sorry I mentioned you. I'm sorry. It was a mistake. It was a blunder on my part. So here we are on Charles Street. Poetry, I don't know, man. I wish poets were nicer, I don't know. It's like different kinds of mental illness or something. You know, like comedians are a type, musicians are a type, poets are a type. And poets kind of have a wildness and an openness and like a funkiness. There's like a wobbliness, there's like a wiggliness to poets. There's like a funky kind of wiggly, like unkempt quality, like brambling kind of. They're just swept up in these rhapsodies through the city, and comedians are more like vicious. I saw this video, it was Mulani talking to Conan, and they were like, he was talking about Nate Bargatze, said something about because I've heard this story kind of a few times from different comedians where they get booked to do a gig and the people don't know exactly what they're in for, and the comedian comes up and like roasts people, and the people are like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Why are you being mean? And so his friend commented, you know, like, oh, I didn't realize what you did, stand-up comedy. It's like, it's basically like public speaking, except you're mean. It's like giving out a speech. It's like to be honest, I don't really want to see Coup de Chance. I mean, I wanted to see Rifkin's Festival because Wallace Shawn was in it. I just wanted to see the Wallace Shawn, you know, all the guys. Yeah, Darjeeling Limited is a fucking, of the Wes Anderson thing. That was the thing in the 2000s, was wearing like a suit with sneakers or like a headband. So it's sort of a throwback. You know, when I first got to New York, the Wes Anderson vibe was still like very heavy. There was still like this thrifty, kind of like high meets low, chic. It was chic. Now everybody just wears fucking like skinny jeans, sneaker, designer t-shirt. It's fucking garbage. Where'd all the style go? So now it's just a bunch of people in vests, fleece vests. Ashley has style. You definitely have your own niche. My brother posted something about Belle and Sebastian on Facebook. I was gonna send it to you, about how nobody actually listens to Belle and Sebastian. Okay, I've only got 10% battery. Is there anything else I need to cover? I gotta get going, I gotta go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating in the comments. Love you all. Love the community. Thank you for the feedback on the suits. I need to get some new. I need a new everything. That's the problem. I need another stimulus package. I think we're ready for another quarantine and another stimulus package. How do people feel out there? I think we need to just another cancel everything and send everybody 30 grand. Because I need a whole new wardrobe. I need to find a place to live. I just need a little help from the government is all I'm saying, okay, to get back on my feet. I keep seeing these TikTok ads for disability. You can apply to get disability in New York. And are they there? You know, TikTok like reads minds. So what do they know that I don't? When you were on stage, you stimulating everyone's package. Ha ha! That's what I'm there for. I need a stimulus package so I can stimulate other people's packages, okay? Okay, Ashley, it's just a joke, okay? You don't need to freak out and start attacking people. All right, my phone is gonna die. That's okay, that's my commitment. I'm just like, I keep coming back. I can't quit. I can't quit you. I can't quit the live stream. We really covered it all. Thank you, Starlight Sunshine. Ashley, heal, rest. Everybody get some rest. You know, meditate. Listen. Okay, I am kind of frustrated because I did put together this whole fucking. For some reason, my Songs from a Life video got 180 clicks, and it was songs that I've used in my vlog, and kind of funky, really DIY demo recordings, and I got 180 views, which I was shocked by. So I thought, oh, people like this. I'll do another one, and so I quickly threw together a package that was twice as long, and it's not stressful, Ashley. This is just the free market. This is the marketplace of ideas, okay? This is what happens when there's competition for the mouthpiece. Okay, so it's called Incredible Universe, which was what we were gonna call it. Thank you, Starlight Sunshine. Thank you. It means a lot. I try. I really do try with the live streams. I try hard. I try to cover a lot of stuff, and I try to sound as smart and interesting as possible. And I do try to be funny. I mean, it's not always easy. Coming up with 2 hours of material. So yes, Incredible Universe. It's 2 hours long. It only got 18 views. Maybe, I guess I oversaturated the market. I think with music, people like click it and they're like, Jesus Christ, it sounds like shit. And then they never click it again. But check out the Songs from a Life thing. Just put it on. It's meant to be a sound bath. The songs are like, there's a version of I Want to Be Your Baby that's 30 minutes long. But it's kind of chill and mellow. It's like Dope Smoker. You know, they had a song that was 60 minutes long. Why can't I do that, you know? What's got 214 views? Nothing's got 214. All right, I'm gonna get going here. I gotta go charge my phone. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, Ashley's vlog has 214 views. That's because you have, you know, you're Gen Z. You know, people your age, they accept the vlog, okay? It's not in this cultural ghetto like it is with older people. You know, Gen Z understands the vlog is like a native form of cinema now. The Cannes Film Festival should have like a vlog section where they honor our video diaries. You know, we're pioneering New York filmmakers. I think someday we'll be recognized. You know, for our guerrilla approach, poets on the streets, keeping it real, showing it for how it really fucking is out here on Charles Street in the West Village, where they're gut renovating everything to death, destroying all the fucking beauty, destroying all the fucking ancient magic. They want to erase our shared history, erase our past, erase our functionality, and cover it up with ugliness and blight. Totally mid, minimalism design. People with bad style have taken over the world. It's a shame. We have to fight hard to create our own realities, create our own spaces. You guys are doing great. That's why we do it online in the metaverse. This is our third virtual space. So I feel safe online. To be honest, that's why I watch. I got to see the Von Erichs. I haven't seen. Let me watch the movie. I'll talk about it next time. I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen the Jeremy Allen White. And to be honest, they were a little bit. I don't know if I've ever actually even seen footage of them very much. They were kind of like a little. Their whole shit is tragic, and they were all wiped out basically by kind of like the early '90s. So. I had a line in that poem about how I did go to see a WWF event in like the late 80s. I'm pretty sure when I was like a young baby. And it was at the Ohio Center in Columbus, and I'm pretty sure Roddy Piper was there. So, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Third Spaces. I feel like disembodied on TikTok. I feel like as long as I watch TikTok, I'm safe. And it's just like, it is like heroin. My third space is you. See, Ashley is constantly coming up with classic poetry. That's why she gets away with everything, okay? You can clip that and use that as a fucking soundbite. Because that's the truth. Ashley is like a classic line poetry machine, and that's why she gets away with everything. Because she keeps coming up with that classic stuff. She just takes your life, and it all goes in there, and she spits it out in one little line, and there it is. Sum it up. All right, so anyway, thank you for watching. Here we are. Ramblers, keep on rambling. Have a great day. Check out the Poetry Project live stream. I'm live streaming Poetry Project tonight. I'm live streaming the reading, so subscribe to their page, and you can check out the live stream. All right, and check out my incredible universe, and listen to the lyrics. It's all there. It's lo-fi. It's ambient. It's Midwestern Velvet Underground. It's Park Slope REM. The Loft tapes. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a pleasant tomorrow.